Yes, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Winder and this is WTV and this is our 100th video on the channel. Thank you so much for all the subs and all the encouragement over the last couple of years. There'll be lots more to come. But yeah, I thought I'd say, hey, 100, woo! Right, so today we're going to be doing some gardening. Yes, we're going to be looking at the house and gardens. Well, we finished the house, Ashbrook House, and now we're going to make all the beautiful gardens surrounding this wonderful manor. We've started with a little man-made lake out the back. And of course we're going to need a nice wall that people can lean on and look out across the pond. The ducks and the swans. Now, as you can see, we're going to dress the banks, make them look a little bit more natural. So yeah, episode 100, well, video 100, pretty big deal. On this channel now we have 4 series of the 2-week challenge, nope, 5 series of the 2-week challenge. 3 in Plan Co 1 in Plan Zoo, and the newest 2-week challenge teams, the majority of the final showcases are now up on the channel. I do apologise, they are a little long. I cut them down from 4-hour streams to 2-hour showcases. I felt like cutting out any more would be almost unfair because our teams worked so hard. We do have one more to come, and then we will be saying goodbye to the 2-week challenge teams, at least until 2026, that is. But yeah, if you do like the Planet Coaster content, there'll be plenty more to come. This is episode 9 of my mini-series, Ashbrook. Well, it's not going to be a mini-series. I think we've got a long, long way to go on it. But we'll call it a mini-series because this is the penultimate episode of phase 1 of the map. We're going to take a few weeks break and then I'll come back with phase 2 for you. But yes, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Today, episode 9, we've got to dress up this beautiful house, make it look natural, make it look like it's been standing here for a long, long time. More dressing of this bank. It did come out very well in the end. A lot of fiddling around with these rocks, but they are very, very beautiful, these rock pieces with the adaptive moss on them. And I do think they just make the shoreline a little softer. Break it up a little bit. Time to put some flora and bushes and things in. I love these nettle bits. They're almost like nettles. They call them the bracken fern. Very cool. And the laurel bushes work really nice as well for a good bit of bush filler. There's going to be a lot of foliage work today. Hopefully, some nice varieties of foliage work though, so shouldn't get too boring hopefully. This lake's looking pretty nice now. It's not time to get a bit of height around the lake, so we're going to add, after we've done a little bit of terrain paint, making it look a little bit more natural, we're going to put some willows in, and that will be the lake pretty much done. The old the old box hedges look terrible now compared to the new ones, so we'll just go with those. Time to start thinking about the sides of this house. They're going to have a bit more elaborate gardens on them. The back of the house we've got this nice man-made lake and the fountain. But the sides, they're going to be a bit more interesting. We're going to start on this side now with using the circle trick. We're going to have what every manor house needs. We're going to have a hedge maze. Still fiddling around with the pathing and the walls, trying to get the look that we wanted. And now it's time for those hedges I was talking about. This was a fun and fiddly task. And this essentially, we're making ever decreasing circles here, using the circle trick. And then in the centre of this maze we will have a nice area to sit. As you can see, I'm starting to plot out the routes around the maze now. I had a lot of fun here, thinking about where to put holes in the hedge, where to put little dead ends and stuff. Go. We've now got the space in the centre for our final centrepiece of this maze. Time to plot out the rest of the routes around it. I did have fun trying to work out if it was possible and how to make it as hard as possible. There you go, here's me plotting my way around the maze. And this, the gazebo, the fairy tale gazebo. I didn't feel like going too custom. I wish I had, because this gazebo, well, it's a funny little thing. It decides to change its colour literally every time I load this park up. It's like a fun little game we're playing, wondering what colour we're going to be next. It is an uncolourable piece currently, so I'm just leaving it in to see if it will eventually settle for a colour. You'll see later in the video. Nice little picket fence to edge these flowers. Beautiful. Just like this wonderful piece of music. J.J. Ibsen was really cooking when he came up with Easy Breezy. A little bit of terrain paint. Can't all be grass. Now it's time to move on to our third parts of the gardens. We're going to make a sunken walled garden here. This one was the one that took the longest amount of time, but I'm very proud with the outcome. Anyway, how rude of me. Riff. The pathing in this area was quite a challenge. Time for some planters. There's going to be lots of tiered planters here eventually, all with different pretty gardens in them. Very pleased that that all came out in the end. It looks so easy in this sped up version of events, but seriously, those pathing pieces there, oh, to get them to match up was absolutely horrendous. I did say this would be a walled garden, didn't I? little bit more terraining. Box in these little corner posts a little bit. Oh, gazebo's changed colour. We've now got a nice rust colour. Can't recolour it, can't change the colour of it, and now the piece will forever be rust coloured, or until we next load the game. How exciting! I wonder what colour it will be next time. Just putting a second wall to straighten it up a little bit, because obviously when we went down on an angle we did lose a little bit of integrity of the upright wall. So this is going to act as like a buffer. Hopefully it'll look quite natural. Time to frame this path in. And then the real key, the real hard part with this bit was making it symmetrical. And then the internal wall needs to be slightly higher because we're going to have a bit of a water feature in the middle. Oh, I think I messed that one up. Yeah, look, 1-1. Oh yeah, that's got to go up 1 brick. Good. Lovely. Right. I'm going to use the swimming pool tool just to build a little fountain area. Using the merge there so that it didn't cut into the existing path. That was a new tip that I learned on stream. Right, now time for more foliage. Using the random brush, as you can see I'm taking out the little ones because I didn't really want any little trees. Okay. I think here would be a nice spot for a big rhododendron bush surrounded by maybe some roses. Oh yes, lovely. And then I'm putting some more rhododendron bushes along the edge there. And this ornate fairy tale fence is absolutely perfect for what I wanted here. Just having a little look around there, making sure everything's looking at least semi-symmetrical. But not perfectly symmetrical, because you need to be looking realistic. And nothing is ever perfectly symmetrical. Time for some of our beds now. And here we're using the wisteria strips, but upside down to create the, I don't even know what those flowers are called, but the long fluty flowers. I'm sure someone can tell me. More box hedges, not as elaborate as on the other side of the house, but they are very, very good for lining a flower bed. Change up those colours a little bit. Everything was a little bit too pinky for me. That's looking nicer. Again, just do the same to the other side. And there you go, we have our first bed done. Did the other few bits off stream. As you can see, we've got 2 more sets of beds there with some flowers and border in them. I'm really quite pleased with how this came out, the Ashbrook House and Gardens. They are going to become a centerpiece for the eventual finished park, which the more I think and the more I plan and the more I look at this map could be way away in the distance. Put some grapes down at the bottom of the garden here. A couple of vases. And as you can see, this garden is really starting to come together. It's looking very pretty. Some raised planters here for some more grapes, I think. I like the idea that the Lord of the Manor likes to make his own wine. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Time for some panoramics now. As I said, thank you very much for all of the subscriptions, the love, the comments, the likes over the last few years. 100 videos. Here's to the next 100. I've been Winder, this has been WTV. I'll catch you on the flip, guys.